Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to watch today episode 1 of Marvel's What If. This show looks so cool. I'm excited to have you guys join us for this ride. Guys, if you end up enjoying our reaction, we'd love it if you could subscribe, hit that notification bell to get notified when our next reaction for What If is up. Hit that like button too while you're at it. Full-length watch-alongs where you sync with the time code will be over at our Patreon page. We cover a whole bunch of shows over there. We're at the same tier. You get the option for both reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. I will think of more efficient ways to say that eventually. Lastly, Jaden, I almost said the wrong name. It's Jaden who had it. Thank you, Jaden. This has been a long time coming. Let's really explore the multiverse now with Marvel's What If. It would have been really cool if they animated all this.
Yeah. Next time, Marvel. Oh, okay.
Time. Space. Reality. It's more than a linear path. It's a prism of endless possibility, where a single choice can branch out into infinite realities, creating alternate worlds from the ones you know.
I'm so excited.
I am your guide through these vast new realities.
Oh, cool.
Follow me and ponder the question, what if? The Allied armies band together to create a new kind of soldier. A skinny kid from Brooklyn became Captain America. But in another universe, a single choice created a whole new hero.
Dr. Erskine.
Yeah.
Agent Carter, wouldn't you be more comfortable in the booth?
No, I'd prefer to stay.
There, that's the moment that created a new universe.
The Nexus event.
The serum will cause immediate. The subject will be set up vital.
Oh. Ah. Howard.
Power levels are dropping. We either do this now or we lose the project.
Rogers, get in there!
He can't!
Stark, you go in!
What? Are you crazy? I push the buttons. I'm the buttons guy. Lose everything. It has to be now.
Do you know how much...
It's all up to you, Peggy.
Agent Carter, what are you doing?
This is our only chance! Did it work?
And then some. You won't be needing those hills anymore.
Damn.
Dang.
I'd call this an absolute success.
What an absolute failure. I was promised an army. Instead, I'd get a girl.
I understand this is not the desired outcome. You have a super soldier.
Women aren't soldiers. And they sure as hell don't fight on the front lines. You might break a nail.
That's Bradley Whitford.
Yep. Yeah. Brings that voice with him everywhere he goes. Oh.
It's like Avengers.
Oh. Moron. Ooh.
I'm sorry. You were meant to be the one to end the war.
Now you will. And don't worry about me. I never was much of a dancer anyway.
Oh.
Maybe you haven't found the right partner.
She'd still go for Skinny Steve.
Yeah. He's not skinny where it counts. In his heart.
Tesseract was the jewel of Odin's treasure room, fabled to hold the power to rewrite the very laws of physics and unlock doors across the universe.
If we send a team tonight, we can get our hands...
You're out of your mind, Stark.
I could go.
Great, now you're both crazy. Fantastic.
What's this?
It was supposed to be your USO Let's Go Sell Some War Bonds costume, but I made a few upgrades.
Your covert skills need work.
Then this is gonna be awkward.
Eh.
Zola.
Zola. Oh.
That was brilliant! brilliant!
Another!
Are you seeing this?
Damn, that shield is murdering Nazis!
Woo! Oh, cool.
Sending in a fragile Fraulein to fight for them.
Fragile.
Oh!
Ah, yeah. Captain Carter.
Scheisse.
Oh, I know exactly what to do with this.
If your friend was taken prisoner by Hydra,
Bucky's unit is now 50 kilometers behind the front line.
if we're going to take down Hydra, we'll need all the friends we can get.
I owe you one.
You owe me more than that.
Dance, dude.
You owe me a dance.
Dum Dum Dukin.
Howling commandos.
Great. Great.
Are you the 107th? I'm here for Sergeant Barnes.
Who are you supposed to be? Queen of England?
Steve Rogers sent me. The name's Captain Carter.
Yeah.
Send air support.
Copy that. Rogers, inbound.
Steve?
Rogers?
Hey, Peggy. Now you owe me one.
Damn.
Oh,
Damn.
dude. I am not a gun.
Yes, sir. I told Stark to build it myself.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love these tracking shots, man. Look at this. This is great.
Oh.
What great wish fulfillment.
Yeah. Castle Hydra.
Champion of Hydra shall be summoned from beyond the stars. My champion.
Yours? How dare!
Wow, what a cool shot.
Nice.
The Third Reich will fall, and Hydra will rise from its ashes.
How did it feel?
What, to get the serum? I'm no longer screaming to be heard, to be seen, to be in the room.
To be respected.
It's a great Chris Evans impression.
I'm still that skinny kid from Brooklyn. Now just in a big metal suit.
You're more than the suit. The suit is nothing without the man inside. You're my hero, Steve. You're a hero.
You're my hero, too.
Explosion.
Hey, Howling, stolen Jeep. Whoa, hey, what's going on? No, you continue. Just pretend I'm not here.
Oh no.
Red Skull, the very head of Hydra, is on that train.
We can end the war? Yeah, I've heard that one before. Something about this smells as fresh as 3-day-old fish.
Or maybe you're just afraid of trains.
Yeah, for entrance.
I'm in position.
Commencing Operation Where Eagles Dare.
Where Eagles Dare. Oh!
Thanks! You almost ripped my arm off!
Really toying with us on Bucky.
Really?
Peggy, go! Get out of here!
No.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Steve!
Peggy, we gotta go.
Steve!
Is So Steve become the Winter Soldier?
The Winter Stomper.
You said the Hydra Stomper was indestructible.
It is. Was.
His name is Steve Rogers, not the Hydra Stomper. Steve, and we've lost...
She should never have been in the field in the first place.
Would you shut up?
Dude.
Ah, Fräulein Carter. I was wondering when you might visit me. I will tell you nothing.
He told me everything. Red Skull believes he can unleash an interdimensional force that will lead Hydra to world domination.
No wonder Hydra targeted Rogers. You'd need the Stomper to get close.
Colonel, you're lucky to even be in the room.
Awesome.
Oh.
Cool.
These action scenes. Oh.
The bane of Hydra has risen!
What the bloody hell?
Monsters!
You're too late, Captain Carter. I have summoned the champion of Hydra.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
Maybe we need a plan.
Steve, come on, pal. Don't give up on me. You gotta get me in the suit. The generator should give the suit enough power.
Oh no.
You okay?
Yep.
Good, because we don't have all day.
But I could do this all day.
It hasn't even fully come out yet.
I might be able to transpose the ingress and do sign stuff.
You mean transpose the polarity and reverse the suction?
Hey, being the genius is my thing.
Come on, speak to me, baby.
And everything's in German. Great.
I love Howard in this episode.
Nice. Sword and shield.
Hedy Lamarr and I spent a weekend together, but she wasn't teaching me German.
Cut off the tentacle.
Oh. Yeah.
Did you miss me?
Every second.
I told you it was indestructible.
You were saying, Howard!
Oh.
Oh, wow! Lord of the Calamari!
On it!
Go get him, Steve.
You're a great team. Really helped out.
You were there.
No, no!
I have to. I can end this.
You owe me a dance lesson.
Oh.
Saturday night.
Oh no. No.
Walk into Doctor Strange 2. Oh, what?
How?
Ma'am.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Sir? That's Captain Carter.
Where's Steve Rogers?
The war ended almost 70 years ago.
Damn.
You going to be okay?
Of course. We won the war.
Her one choice gave birth to a whole new history. These are my stories, for I am the Watcher.
I watch.
I'm a creepy voyeur.
That was a fast-paced, rollicking 1940s serial adventure. 1940s comic adventure right there, you see?
A lot of swashbuckling and action. Intrigue and romance.
Moved like one, was shot like one, animated like one. Fascinating stuff. That was the same creature from Guardians 2, right?
Yeah, I think so. Big old tentacle beast.
I'm sure we could look it up really quick.
It's Cthulhu. It's the Kraken.
Obelisk?
Obelisk.
Multi-dimensional tentacled monster. Yeah.
Devouring power sources. That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's the same one.
A lot of fun nods throughout this episode, which I'm sure will be continuing as the show progresses.
Doesn't look like there's a post-credit scene. Then why stick around?
Yeah, let's just.
Who are we honoring?
Whose hard work was this?
All right, I enjoyed that. Enjoyed it quite a bit. Kind of felt like Brad Bird directed that episode. Director of Iron Giant and Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. There's a couple of other movies he's done too, like Incredibles.
Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland, that one. That's his biggest one.
It's the one everyone loved the most.
Yeah, not a flawless episode. I got a couple of things that I would definitely have a couple of qualms about. But, John, what'd you think?
I had a lot of fun with this. I mean, it took me maybe a little time to get used to the kind of pacing and the rhythm and how to kind of sink into, some of the more tense moments based off of that. But for the most part, I thought it was really fun, really imaginative. It had a lot of fun little rhyming moments calling back to Captain America, the first Avenger, as well as other aspects of the MCU. And I just thought the action was really punchy. I liked a lot of the different animation choices. It seems like they've gone with something that is evidently CG for the most part, but that definitely wants to hearken toward drawn and comic book styles of animation. And I think you hit it on the head when you said that in the credits of they really modeled this after a 40s serial and kind of went with that. And through that lens, for the most part, I thought it was really, really fun.
Well, yeah, I think they did, not just in terms of its visual palette, but also in the style of its rhythm and its dialogue.
Yeah.
Which did take a little bit of adjusting to in terms of pacing. Because, for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I think Haley Atwell's voice work here is great. And you can kind of rush past some certain beats due to the fact that Peggy Carter herself has already been a soldier for quite some time. And so her getting in the field, I really loved the wonder that would come across Captain Carter's face when she was first time using the shield and being like, wow, this is awesome. This is incredible. Where's this shield been my whole life? This is amazing. I really loved her. I'm excited for her to join the live action versions of the MCU. It's being reported that she's going to be in Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. And seeing her brought to life is exciting because it's more than just female Captain America. It's not. It's a very different rendition, and I like that they played into that with, Steve being the poster boy in Captain America, the first Avenger, being used as a product, and whereas her, when she gets the serum, they're like, "You're a woman. No,
yeah, we
stay in the shadows.
You around to sell war bonds.
No, there's no way. Impossible. No, don't even think about it." So I thought it would even be more of a debate over the fact that she's British.
I know. It was
I was gonna
so many times they're like, "Man, the president couldn't be more thrilled," and I'm like, "She's got a big old British flag on her chest. This must be a real joint operation."
I thought they would do a little bit more with that quality to it, and I do like some of the riffing that they would do, where you were dealing with the expectation of where you think some of this would go. Where it's because for the most part, it's. They changed some stuff. It's not 100% this. For the most part, it was the structure of Captain America, the first Avenger, following those plot beats, condensed into 28 minutes. is what most of this really was. And instead of starting off at and because you're not following Steve Rogers' specific journey, he's a supporting character here. They kick it off right at the lab with the super soldier serum, and I like how just in that one little beat right there with the assassin, who is actually played by Richard Armitage in Captain America, the first Avenger, and he gets to successfully pull off the explosion here, leading to a failure on Steve's end for getting the super soldier serum. So instead, Carter goes in there and also dealing with the expectation of, is Bucky gonna fall off the train again? Instead, it's actually Steve, and then following that same beat structure, but with the role reversal of Steve and Peggy at the very end of them saying bye to each other. You owe me a dance, and then same thing, wakes up in the future, just a different way of how she wakes up in the future. A bit of a Gandalf the Grey thing, fighting the Balrog.
Yeah. Fly, you fools!
Yeah, but instead of, fighting there. But it seems like time just went by for her. The real time of her felt like she fought the creature, then bam, wait, go.
Immediately, yeah, it comes through the other side to Nick Fury and Hawkeye.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the way that played out, and there were some things that were just direct homages, like when she's hitting the punching bag, making you think of the first Avengers movie when Steve is hitting the punching bag, and then like some of the shots where she bursts out with the gun and she's leading the troops.
Yeah,
or
the howling
the
commandos,
famous shot. I remember that from the trailer even, and like,
Yeah.
oh, what a cool shot that is, and breaking out the soldiers and stuff, going to the train. But I think my main issue with it really is I wish this episode was like 45 minutes to an hour, because it does move so fast to the point where I felt the adventure, I felt the fun, I felt the escapism, I liked the vibe of it a lot. I actually really liked the animation because it did similar to how and I said this when I saw the Steve clip, similar to how I felt about Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse. It does feel like a comic book panel sort of brought to life. But, obviously with this very specific type of approach. So I appreciated it. And while I did really enjoy it and I felt the fun of it, I could never buy into like the stakes or the overall emotional drama because it was just moving at a mile a minute the whole time. And then scenes were just so short that he didn't really have time to feel much other than like the good feelings of like, this is fun, or, oh, this is cute with Steve and Peggy. And I really liked how they kept that intact and got a different side to it because, in First Avenger, it's very much like she seems really drawn to him after he's all muscled up and tall, like, ooh la la.
It's not really what's inside after all. It's all those muscles, baby.
We know Peggy likes him because of who he is inside. Yes, I know. But I love how even after she gets all buffed up, she still seems really drawn to Steve for who he is.
Yeah.
It's granted, Steve does not look as weird. He looks weird in the first one.
Yeah, he doesn't look like an emaciated child.
He looks strange in the first one.
He just looks like a little guy here.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, oh, do you have a condition?
Yeah. Are you malnourished? Should I be donating a few pennies a month?
Yeah, he looks like a pretty normal dude for the most part here, just on the smaller side.
Yeah, and then it goes to even further sell, like, okay, obviously then he could pilot this big suit, this Hydra Stomper suit.
Yeah, so I love the romance between them still, but yeah, to cap it off on that one point, it's like you said, the drama of it was like, I'm not really buying into the stakes here because I'm just sort of absorbing all this fast-paced information.
I'm not super worried. Like, I'm concerned for certain details, but yeah, I wonder how the pace of these will evolve as time goes, because that was the only thing that kept it feel like, I think these are in a unique position because they're taking movies that usually at least occupy the PG-13 space between kid accessible and, stuff for, a slightly older audience, and there is like a lot of, especially like gun violence in this episode, so I'm like, there is a certain like element of, this seems like it's not just aimed at kids. So I feel like, if they can maybe smooth out the way that they balance certain of the more supposed to be affecting story beats with the pace, like that would be great. Because like the action, like I loved the way they grounded the action and the way they shot, so like it's animation, you could do whatever you want, and I thought it was a really wise choice to put the camera, so to speak, in a lot of very tangible places. You might put a real camera, but take advantage of all the physics and all the timing that you can play with to really make that stuff feel like so engaged and picturesque.
Well, that's where it reminded me a lot of Brad Bird, because I remember when I saw The Incredibles, watching these characters with superpowers that we've seen brought to live action before. When I watched The Incredibles, I go, well, what I love about how they're handling it here is you can only capture this style with animation. You can only make this feel believable in the world established before our eyes through this type of animation. That's how I felt when watching The Incredibles. That's how I felt here. Like, she's essentially doing the kind of action that you would apply to Captain America, to Steve Rogers, but we're seeing it captured in a different way with these like beautiful tracking shots and weaving in and out of locations. Like I love the shot where they're invading the castle at the end, and it's like a profile following. So like every time she like goes to a bad guy, like they're revealed on the left side of the frame as they're entering, and she's
it's like
knocking
a
them all out.
Scroller, and kind of the shield is always somewhere towards the center of the frame, like you're just following that through the action. Yeah.
Or like the fun montage that they pulled off here, like fighting the people in the sky and stuff. Like that was all great. The action itself was awesome. Undoubtedly, it was really awesome to behold. And I thought like, they weren't able to capture it this way. Like with Captain America, some of his best action is like Super Russo Brothers gritty handheld, you know, shit like that.
Bourne movie.
And this is really smooth, fluid, one takes for a lot of it.
See it all, yeah.
Yeah, so I love that side of it, and I like what they did with Steve here a lot. I really loved how the events here played out because they were able to successfully get the Tesseract. Because one part of your brain might go, well, what did Howard Stark build? You know, a Hydra Stomper suit for Peggy. Well, he needed the Tesseract in order to do it. So the fact that they were able to succeed in getting the Tesseract and then implementing that into the Hydra Stomper suit, allowing Steve to still be involved in the action there. It's just, I can't help but feel like, there's so much emotional weight to these things that could have felt more nuanced and could have felt heavier if the episode was able to breathe better
at all.
Yeah, it doesn't really breathe. But here's what I'm thinking, to give it a benefit of the doubt. It's not just because I'm a Marvel fanboy. Like, I'm just thinking about first episode installment. This is essentially, hear me out here. This is essentially a remake of Captain America: The First Avenger, but you're gender swapping in a way, right? Woke culture. No, that's not what it is. It's a what if scenario. It's essentially what it is, with some few changes here that I really like, such as like Howard Stark getting involved in the field and really getting to hang out with him a lot more. Like, he was one of the big highlights to me of this one, was you really feel like you're hanging out with Howard Stark. And I loved, I think Dominic Cooper does reprise his role here. I was missing some of the credit names as I was listening to Jeffrey Wright's voiceover, but I think Dominic Cooper does. Dominic Cooper, right? Cooper, yeah. And then I think Sebastian Stan also did like Bucky. And... It's definitely Sebastian Stan. Yeah. But yeah, having Dominic Cooper back in here and really getting to toy around with the character was so much fun. And having him in the, I like that, you know, Nazi propaganda, sci-fi horror, experimenting in castle. Like, I really like that a lot. And then bringing in the Obelisk again was awesome. Like, that was such a neat touch, as you think of like the Wolfenstein games or something like that.
How do you think of like Wolfenstein, and how do you think of like old gothic horror with like the way they're in this like old castle for Hydra, and he's got this like Frankenstein lair. Like it managed to meld all the pulp of the era, it felt like, together into sort of one big, you know, extravaganza.
Right. But plot-wise, it's still a remake of Captain America: The First Avenger. Whereas I'm under the impression, like for what we've seen teased for the Black Panther one, the T'Challa one, that while it's swapping out Star-Lord with T'Challa, it's not a remake of Guardians of the Galaxy. For sure. That the other ones that aren't like remakes of them. This was an introduction. This was the one to set you up for a what if scenario where it's like, now we can swap out characters. What if it was this person? What if it was that person? But we could do a different plot. This was the same plot as Captain America: The First Avenger, pretty much. Like, everything with Red. There was nothing really refreshing about Red Skull here. Like, I liked hearing Ross.
Neat to see him.
It's neat to see him, but I'm like, you pretty much did the same first scene from First Avenger. It's just a super short, condensed version of it. And then the other stuff didn't. I thought like, oh, maybe we're gonna do something to make Red Skull a little cooler, and no, not really. So yeah, Red Skull really wasn't anything special here. And it's, like I said, the benefit of the doubt that I have is that it's the first episode and it's a remake of the first Avenger. So then I feel like the next ones moving forward won't be that.
Yeah, and I mean, that seems like a kind of a solid way to acclimate everybody who's not obsessing over these things, is to take something very familiar and represent your entire premise with that. Go, what if we took something you have all seen probably, and we plucked a couple details and changed them around? And yeah, it's a good primer for sure.
Well, I also wonder if that probably makes it feel even faster.
Yeah,
when you feel like you're watching a remake of First Avenger with some swap outs, that feels 28 minutes versus 2 hours.
You can really feel the weight of all this stuff that gets cut out. Like, it's just a highlight reel of the movie.
So I think that works against it.
Yeah.
But in terms of the swashbuckling fun, of feeling like you're in a 1940s serial, the action is really cool. I really liked the voiceover work quite a bit. There were some characters I felt a tad bit off, but the main players I really enjoyed. I loved just getting to hang out with Bucky in the sense of he's not Winter Soldier here. He's not traumatized Buck. He's just like good old nature.
What if he was never torn up by reality? What if he got to be spared?
Yeah, it was fun getting all that. So yeah, we'll see if that criticism still holds up for the episodes moving forward. But it also doesn't just feel like solely a show aimed at kids. It felt cinematic enough for me. Like this, especially in the way they capture their action scenes for a first episode, it felt appropriately cinematic. But yeah, I would have liked it to have been like 15 minutes longer. Just for that extra breathing room to let some of its, because it seemed like we already saw this in First Avenger, rush, and then when it started to slow down, like when Steve and Peggy are about to kiss, I really like that. Yeah.
Well, and because of that, it gives you the kind of a feeling like you're seeing something half new and half not new. So you're still kind of sitting here going, okay, but now I want to see you go like completely off into your own terrain.
But in terms of introducing Captain Carter, she was great.
Absolutely.
She was amazing.
And it wasn't much of the episode, but I liked the sort of wraparound of the Watcher and Jeffrey Wright. Just his voice is such a great way to pull you in and out of these stories.
I feel like the Watcher will get an actual scene at some point in the show.
Maybe an episode.
Yes.
It's just him looking at people.
It was interesting because it looked like because the first Avenger, the first Avengers movie starts off when there's Hawkeye and Nick Fury, Tesseract, Portal. Yeah. And so she does wake up in like the beginning of the first Avengers movie, but it's not Loki coming through for the Tesseract. Yeah. It's an interesting mashing of things that they did here. So yeah. All right, guys, what did you think about this episode? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe, click that notification bell, hit that like button, and hey, we will do a Maria Hammond. Maria, you are like the Captain Carter of our Patreon page. Just a strong, badass woman who's kicking so much ass left and right and always looking out for the little people like John and I. We need more women like you out there, saving puny men like us.
Propping us up and making us feel confident, even though we don't have any natural abilities of our own and mostly you rely on machinery.
Take it away,
use your
John.
help. But how awesome would that be? Plus, I mean, you've got a good, loving heart, but you're also a fighter, so you would be the perfect person to step into the field. I imagine you just smack around some sort of, asshole Bradley Whitford-style general who's underestimating you. Go out there, bring back a Tesseract or something, sacrifice yourself for love. Maria, you would be my hero.
She doesn't even need super soldier serum.
No.
She could kick Captain Carter's ass.
Yeah, you could do that right now.
Let's put it to the test. I'm sending over Gina Carano to your home right now.
Oh, that's going to be good. I'll send over like a kiddie pool that you guys can fill with mud or something.
And then on top of that, we'll send over Britney Spears' parents.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. and why not her sister, too? Everybody. Let's get them all in there.
From that family. This went off the deep end.
Yeah, but it's okay.
We love and appreciate you, Maria. You know that. You're the bomb. You're the bomb.com.
You're the Captain
best
Carter.
mom.
Captain Mom.
Maybe we'll try again.